Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the PNY Pro Podcast. We have another great episode for you, and I am joined here by Jerome. And today we have a special guest, Willy Ortiz. He was on episode 3. We're excited to have him back for another episode. In this one, we're going to be talking about Nvidia MXM Embedded Solutions by PNY. Willy, thanks for joining us for another episode.
Hey guys, thank you for having me again. I believe it's a lucky 9 episodes, so I'm glad to come here to cover embedded solutions.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know 9 episodes already. I just feel like it's just going by so fast.
We're cruising through these.
So yeah, I guess to kick things off, Willy, again, embedded, I feel like is maybe one of those topics aren't talked about much and maybe shed some light on there. So really, I mean, kind of kick things off, Willy, what is an MXM? Like what is it?
Back in the day, Nvidia came with the MXM form factor, which is a mobile express module solution. Typically, they were utilized in laptop environments by tier 1 OEMs because of the footprint. But since then, laptops have moved to chip-down design, but embedded modules are still really, it's a requirement in certain vertical markets, and we're excited that we are NVIDIA's channel partner for embedded, and we started the embedded system business with them on the channel. So we are experts on the topic, and hopefully we can give some information to our viewers where they can deploy them and what services and support we can give them to deploy these MXM modules into their workflow or environment.
So Willy, on that same note, what are the life cycles on some of these?
So typically, life cycle of the product is 5-year life cycle from the day the product was released, which is great because the MXM modules is not like a plug and play PCIe solutions. It actually needs integration from the customer side. It could be a custom thermal solution. It's a bare bone MXM, and we actually have 2 types, type A and B. And think about it, the type B being the high end. In this case, we have the RTX 4500 now, which is type B. So it's the footprint, higher physical size. And type A will be your smaller footprint at a lower power consumption, could be 60 watts, 65 watts or less. So depending on the customer's needs, we have type A or B. And the other thing is with the life cycle is the integration, like you asked me, sorry, kind of went sideways in there. They do engineering resources to plug these modules into the platform, once again, because they're bare bone. So we can provide a active or passive cooling solution, or we offer a thermal guide where they design their own cooling. Most of the time, customers will design their own cooling. We just have the bare bone, but we support their designs, and we do design review and make sure when they integrate the MXM modules, they send us the schematics and we review if something is not working properly. So it's a full support service for integration on the embedded side.
Okay, and interesting. And kind of piggyback off of that then. So this solution, you said it's bare bones. So for some of those who are listening might not know what bare bones is, like what is that? So when I hear that terminology, I think of, okay, just comparing to just say a regular workstation GPU. It's a PCB and it has some type of blower or cooling solution on there. So when you say bare bones, is that just kind of just, I guess the best way to say it is a PCB in a sense, just like a CPU, there's no cooling solution, and that's where we come in and help the customer figure out that solution based off of what it's being used for?
That is correct. So bare bone is just the NVIDIA chipset, the GPU, the memory integrated, and there's no outputs, right? If you imagine a video card, you plug it into your system and you have display ports or HDMI connectivity in back of it. And this one, there's no I/O connectivity. You actually will plug it into your embedded system that has that already in back of the system, availability of the display port, HDMI, whatever connectivity you want. And that brings me to the same segue. Now DisplayPort is the king of connectivities, right? The DisplayPort can be converted to DVI, single link, HDMI connectivity. So a lot of customers deploy DisplayPort because of the flexibility, but there's some legacy systems that might require DVI, single link, and that could be done. We provide them the guide of the outputs. They actually can run up to 4 outputs of the MXM module. They can actually have 6 connections, but only enable 4 at a time. So the flexibility is there. But we will provide all the guides and documentation required to map your output requirement into your embedded system.
So I see that there's definitely some flexibility within this. Can you kind of touch on a little bit of the form factor applications of these?
Yeah, once again, the Type A MXM modules, the smaller footprint and lower power consumption. Right now, we offer three solutions based on our peer architecture. We offer the A2000, the A1000, and the A500. And just to let you know, the higher power consumption on the A2000 watts. But we also create power profiles. It can run at 35 watts, and the type A500, it's unique, and maybe you need a environment where really power consumption need to be lower. So we can do 40 watts and 25-watt power profiles. The one note I'm gonna make on the lineup, and once again, this is the latest and greatest Ampere-based MXM solutions, is the A500 does not support any outputs. It's more for computing and it's more footprint devices that requires that, but the A1000 and 2000, you can actually map an output. And then that would be your Type A. The Type B would be your really high end. We have the RTX A4500 on that scale, which has 16 gigabytes of memory or 8 gigabytes. And once again, the power consumption, 115 watts, and we can do 80 watts. So we can do a power profile. And that brings me into tools. I don't know if you want to understand, Willie, what type of tools are available for this?
Yeah,
right?
is there like any like developer tools or anything like that? Because if it's a bare bones solution and everything like that, it's going to be based off of the use case scenario. So yeah, is there like development tools in place for these?
Yeah, so a lot of customers before, once again, this is not a plug and play solution. So the first thing they ask is they want to make sure that the MXM solution that they choose will perform in the application workflow environment properly, in the performance they need. So what we do is we offer interposer boards where you will plug it into a PCI Express slot and you connect the MXM module with the cooling solution we provide with it. And then you will benchmark to make sure you're getting the performance that you need, maybe current or future performance in your application. So that's our development tool. And not only that, we give you, remember, a lot of customers design the cooling solution with a thermal guide. We give them a GPU mon, which allows you to monitor the temperature of the MXM module and your application, make sure, and your platform to make sure everything is running fine. And GPU heater, which is a great tool where you can switch the power consumption maybe for 115 and you want to try 100 watts. And maybe you don't want to run at the highest power envelope, but 100 does perfect for you because some of the embedded systems are small footprint. So thermals are very key, right, for performance. You don't want it to overheat. So all these tools are available to the customer as well.
How can this be used in the different markets, and what markets is this actually focused in?
Yeah, a lot of vertical markets, right? Markets where life cycle is very important, and medical is one of the big markets. Ultrasound systems, machines that require a low life cycle. Once again, these modules have a 5-year life cycle from the date of deployment. But it takes a lot of time and effort to deploy these solutions, and you want to make sure the life cycle is in pair with the solution that you're providing to your customers. Defense, military applications, drones, self-driving cars is very one of the vertical markets. Gaming, casino gaming in slot machines, just to name a few. Edge computing, it could be robots in a line environment that they just get to deploy, and it's one of the exciting solutions I've seen is the spot robot that it looks, you've seen it in commercials. There's like a dog and they lift payloads, and they go with the army now. You see them, they send them first, and they eye on them. So just to give you a few examples of the markets where MXMs are being utilized.
Okay. Yeah, and that's what I was kind of looking here. So like, yeah, commercial gaming, aerospace, healthcare, manufacturing, and visual communications and such. So like those are like the main markets that we're kind of touching with these solutions.
Correct. And the other exciting thing about these products, once again, it's the collaboration with our customers, where we work together to deploy a solution. It's actually satisfying when you see it coming into fruition. The one thing I want to let you know, because we're talking about this market, and you see they're very sensitive and markets. When we deploy these MXM solutions, it's only project based. It's not like I want one or two to upgrade this. It's project based. It's minimum quantities, and we actually require a 3-way NDA to start the process, because it actually protects the customer's intellectual property and the tools that Nvidia provides, and step files, spec sheets. So we require through NDA, and also we have a format, pny.com, on the better page where you can submit it and just tell about your projects, and then we will review that and arrange a conference call with our sales team and your team to understand what your needs are and make sure that the solution meets your requirements and your life cycle, right? So we will cover roadmap and EOL notices and PCN or anything you need. We also have in some SKUs extended temperature support and conformal coding as well. So all those things are actually the information is requested on the form that we ask you to complete. So when we have the conference call, we know what your needs are, and we can discuss exactly the solutions we have that will meet your needs.
All right, Willie. So yeah, I mean, again, it sounds like, we have the hardware, we have the development tools, we make sure our customers are secure with NDAs and everything like that. Is there any other embedded solutions outside of MXMs that we offer?
Actually, PNY does offer in combination with our partnership with Nvidia, chip down design offerings. And just to let you know, we restrict the partners that we bring into this program because there's an NRE requirement and the support available. And we want to make sure also that the customers have the engineering resources to do design, chip down design. So we started with embedded MXM, and we do the chip down design program. So we specialize in that area, and we have the Nvidia resources and the knowledge. I think it's been 5 years we deployed the embedded program, and once again, PNY is one of the leading experts on the embedded side with Nvidia side-by-side support and knowledge, and we can bring the resources you need and provide you the tools. Once again, on the MXM side, we provide dedicated, specific detailed data sheets, and we include the step files if you need to make sure it will fit into your environment.
So, Willie, I heard you talk a lot about the Ampere architecture. Is this only focused in the Ampere architecture, or do you have any other architectures that support this?
Well, the latest lineup is based on the Ampere architecture. Remember, I mentioned the life cycle is 5 years. So we still have Turing-based solutions, the RTX 5000 and 3000. Customers standardizing on those products. The EOL life cycle is coming to an end in those products, and we normally would let our customer know 6 months in advance the EOL notice so they can plan and forecast what the needs are and start qualifying the next generation into the platform. We used to offer the P1000 and 2000, and they already entered the EOL life cycle. So that's the good thing about working with our program. It's that the assurance that you will be notified of the life cycle and at the start and end of the life cycle, so you can plan for your next solution, right? And normally we always have a type A replacement for the previous architecture and then a type B, and you're getting all the goodness of RTX. What does RTX mean? So when you see the name RTX in front of any solution, it means that it has tensor cores, so you can do your deep learning AI workflow, and it has CUDA cores, the latest generations based on Ampere, so you can do the parallel processing. And if you need any type of real-time ray tracing, you have your RT cores, right? So whenever you see RTX, you can do AI, real-time ray tracing, and parallel processing.
All right, Willie, so thank you so much. I mean, this is a lot of great information packed into one episode.
Yeah.
So I think for anyone who's listening to this who might not have known what MXN is or embedded or whatever the solution is, should have a good understanding now. And you being our industry expert here, Willie, where can somebody reach out to you if they want to inquire about this solution?
It's very simple. We want email away. MXM@PNY.com. That will reach our sales team, engineering team. And once we get your email of your request, we will send you the link to the form that I mentioned so you can complete it. And then we will schedule a conference call to make sure we have the right solution based on your requirements for your project and your needs.
Well, all right, Willie, thank you so much again for jumping on another episode with us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And Jerome, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find us.
Yeah, so you can find us on all social media platforms at PNY Pro. You can also watch this full video on YouTube, and you can also listen to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and your favorite podcast listening platforms.
Great. Well, hey, Willie, thank you again for another great episode. We appreciate your time, and look forward to having you on another episode.
I will gladly come back, guys. Thank you. Like I said, the good thing about working at PNY, it was exciting, and I've been in the company for 23 years now. It's our offerings from consumer solutions to professional solutions, compute solutions, and embedded solutions. So the portfolio that we offer today and the knowledge and the assistance to our customers is not just selling a solution, it's providing that support, lifecycle management, sales expertise, engineering expertise that our customer base needs and requires. So you can go to hands with our team. And guys, thank you for bringing us to the highlight and be able to provide this information to our customer base. Thank you.
Absolutely,
Nice.
Willy. All right. Well, take care and thanks again. We
All
appreciate
right,
it. We'll
take care.
see you all in the next episode.
All right, see ya.
Thank you, guys.